Exodus chapter 40. God spoke to Moses on the first day of the month. Set up the dwelling, the tent of meeting. Place the chest of the testimony in the screen, the chest with the curtain. Bring the table, set it, arranging its lampstands and lamps. Place the gold altar of incense before the chest of testimony, and hang the curtain at the door of the dwelling. Place the altar of the whole burning offering at the door of the dwelling, the tent of meeting. Place the wash basin between the tent of meeting and the altar and fill it with water. Set up the courtyard on all sides. Hang the curtain at the entrance of the courtyard. 9 through 11. Take the anointing oil and anoint the dwelling and everything in it. Concentrate it and its furnishings so that it becomes holy. Anoint the altar of the whole burnt offering and all its utensils, concentrating the altar that is completely holy. Anoint the wash basin and its base. Concentrated. 12 through 15. Finally, bring Aaron and his sons to the entrance of the tent of meeting. Wash them with water. Dress Aaron in the scarred vestments. Anoint him. Concentrate him to serve as priest. Bring his sons and put the tunics on them. Anoint them just as you anointed their father to serve me as priest. Their anointing will bring them into priesthood down through the generations. Moses did everything God commanded. He did it all. 17 through 19. On the first day of the first month, the second year, the dwelling was set up. Moses set it up. He laid basins, erected the frame, placed the crossbars, set the posts, spread the tent over the dwelling, and put the covering over the tent, just as God commanded Moses. He placed the testimony in the chest, inserted the poles for carrying the chest, and placed the lid on the atonement cover on it. He brought the chest into the dwelling and set up the curtain, screening off the chest of the testimony, just as God commanded Moses. 22 and 23. He placed the table in the tent of the meeting on the north side of the dwelling, outside the curtain, and arranged the bread there before God, just as God commanded him. He placed the lampstands in the tent of the meeting opposite of the table, on the south side of the dwelling. He set up the lamps before God, just as God has commanded him. Moses placed the gold altar in the tent of the meeting in front of the curtain, and burnt fragrant incense on it, just as God has commanded him. He placed the screen at the entrance of the dwelling. He set the altar of the whole burnt offering at the door of the dwelling, the tent of the meeting, and offered up a whole burnt offerings and the grain offerings, just as God had commanded Moses. 30 and 32. He placed the washburn between the tent of the meeting and the altar, and filled it with water for washing. Moses and Aaron and his sons washed their hands and feet when they entered the tent of the meeting, and when they served at the altar. They washed just as God commanded Moses. Finally, he entered the courtyard around the dwelling and the altar, and put up the screen for the courtyard entrance. Moses finished the work. 34 and 35. The cloud covered the tent of the meeting, and the glory of God filled the dwelling. Moses couldn't enter the tent of the meeting because the cloud was upon it, and the glory of God filled the dwelling. Whenever the cloud lifted from the dwelling, the people of Israel set out on their travels. But if the cloud did not lift, they would not set out until it lifted. The cloud of God was over the dwelling during the day. The fire was in it all night, visible to all the Israelites in all their travels. Thank you for listening to this chapter. If you have something that you need me to pray for, please let me know in the comments below. Thank you and have a blessed day.